Welcome everyone, this is game 1 between TheViper playing in blue as the Abbasid and LucifroN playing in red as the Rus. Let me just lower the volume a little bit, it's gonna be way too loud.
I'm very curious about this game. Like, do you have any clue what Viper's gonna do?
I mean, hold on, let me just fix the... I think he's gonna go for a boom, to be honest. I don't think you can do anything other than boom versus the Rus as Abbasid. I'm gonna just fix the volume, guys. Give me some feedback on Don Arty's voice versus the game sound such. Okay. Alright, should be good. Yeah, I would say he's gonna boom, but I'm not sure. What about you? Like, this is something that I've never really thought of, to be honest, this matchup.
Yeah, I feel like as Abbasid you kind of have to wall yourself in. But then you give up like all the relics. It just, like, for me, how it felt on Arabia is that you could either pick Rus or Mongols. And then maybe throw some French in there, but that's difficult. And that's just it. So I don't even know how you want to play Abbasid.
Yeah, I will say, like, Abbasid would make sense in a best of 7, because at least then you save like the good civs for later. But in a best of 3, it feels like there's better civs to just pick out. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Viper has in mind. You'd expect him to have practiced something or thought of it, right? So I'm expecting something solid. I personally would think like just 2-3 TC boom and just ignore the threat. Have villagers instead of the eco or the relics.
I think Viper is one of the smartest players we have. So when he knows he's gonna play against Rus, so you also know that he has something in mind. So it's not just some fluke that he's just gonna get destroyed easily. He has something in mind at least.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what it's gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. You know, 100% agreed. And like the thing about Rus, and this is what people have to realize as well, is that Rus are actually super predictable, right? Like you basically know what your opponent's gonna do in most games. Now, granted, LucifroN doesn't have to go horse archers, but it's been proven to be their best strategy. So it's very obvious what most Rus players will do. So Viper, like Don was saying, has something in mind 100%. Now, whether that works or not, we're yet to see, but definitely has something in mind. And we'll see how LucifroN adapts. It should be very interesting. But we can see that Viper did make a second scout here. So he's got 2 scouts trying to contest the Rus hunt.
Yeah, picking up some wolves. I always wonder, like, playing against Rus, sometimes I feel like I just want to run around and pick up all the sheep. You just let them have the bounty, but if you can make them run out of sheep, they're in such a terrible position.
I actually kind of agree with that, yeah. That, like,
yeah, I've been thinking about that when you run into a hunt against Rus, that you just ignore it, and you just make sure to find as many sheep as you can.
Yeah. Because if they run out of sheep, it doesn't... Because if they have, like 250 bounty compared to, like, 350 bounty, it ends up being about the same thing for you anyways. So you might as well try to get the sheep, which benefits you, and then also hurts them a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. But they have this awkward moment of where you both have one scout at a hunt and you're just staring at each other, waiting for the other one to attack.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just want to avoid those as much as possible. There's a fight on the bottom, actually. LucifroN does lose that one. We'll lose the patch. Oh, it's just one more deer. So it's not a big deal. But back home, we see LucifroN with the golden gate. So he's going to have 6 vills on that one. And he's going to be going up to the feudal age, of course, at a good time. And get the professional scouts out. So, I don't know. I would say Viper did okay so far, denying some hunts. And he has, like, some sheep with the double scout opening. But if you take a look at LucifroN, he's got 240 bounty, and that's considered pretty solid. 1-for-1 trade on the bottom with scouts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that LucifroN is just gonna do the fast castle build. So I mostly want to see the game from Viper's point of view.
Okay.
Figure out what he's gonna do. Like, is he gonna mine stone? I do think on the minimap I see some vills heading out to stone. So.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 vills going on to stone here from the Viper. So as you can see, like, he has the idea to just boom versus this, and he's got 5 vills on stone now, which is at least 1 extra town center. There's nothing else you could be doing with that. But I do think he might even go to 3. So we'll have to wait and see. I think he can go to 3, but he's going to at least do 2 here. And he's got the House of Wisdom, of course, going up with the economic wing, which, if those of you guys don't know, that it gives you access to fresh food stuff, which is a technology for Abbasid that makes your villagers cost half price, and it's from the House of Wisdom. So it's a pretty good technology to facilitate the boom.
But you think he's gonna go 3 TC?
I think it's a possibility, yeah, but I'm not sure.
I feel like it's just too slow. I think you will just die if you go 3 TC.
Okay, and what do you die to? Like siege push from the horse archers, like after horse archers siege push, or like a night transition? Like what do you think LucifroN would do if that was the case?
I feel like horse archers will just run through your base and pick up too many vills.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, maybe mix in seeds as well.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I can definitely see that happening as well. So, all right, 2TC, you convinced me. I 2TC it is. But listen, if it's 3TC, we give credit to my name, okay? Oh, you put me back in the tournament, actually, if it's 3TC. All right, sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, LucifroN's going to do what we've seen a lot of Roost players do so far. So it's just going to be to bring back all the deer with professional scouts, as he's been doing right now. And he actually does have quite a bit of sheep. So that sheep problem we said about Roost was not a factor this game. LucifroN got a ton of that, so he's got a fantastic start here. No complaints on his end, and he's going to be looking to get up to the castage in a good time. And as far as what unit he'll make, it's probably Horse Archers, but we'll keep an eye on that one. And the Viper, going to have a second TC in a second here.
Thinking, doesn't Abbasid get like pretty good towers? Like maybe he's gonna spam a lot of towers in his base.
What's special about the Abbasid towers?
I feel like I just remember losing a game to them where they had like some cannons or they on their towers or something. But
I think it's just generic, but the guy like invested into them probably. But I'm not sure. Maybe chat can correct me if there's anything special about the Abbasid towers. I'm not sure, honestly. Okay.
If I was LucifroN and I saw that second TC, I would just mostly try to pick up Death Hunt first.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he is doing that. Like he's taking one. I think he's gonna take them away and then go back. Oh, that's so smart. LucifroN's taking the hunt away from the TC, putting it like just a screen away.
Oh,
that's so smart. Wow.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's really funny.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I've thought of doing it, but I've never actually come across the situation because I don't play too much Roost. But it's definitely nice to see it like actually relevant in this grand finals or quarterfinals. Sorry. Actually gets away with the scout as well. Wow, that's crazy. We'll lose it though. A little sloppy from LucifroN, you can say, but he was managing a lot of things, so it's acceptable. But Viper, good pick up there, kills the scout. And of course, it's going to be the 2DC boom now from Abbasid. And Viper, rest assured, he did get fresh food stuff, so he's going to be doing just fine there. And as far as other eco upgrades, I guess Wheelbarrow would be pretty good, but he hasn't gotten it yet. What do you think about that, Don?
I feel like you just need all the resources that you have to use towards trying to find a way to fend off the opponent's push.
Okay.
I don't think you can invest in like eco upgrades right now.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, absolutely fair enough. And as far as like defenses that the Viper can set up here, he's gonna get a tower on the berries now. Do you think he can wall at any point here? Like maybe the right hand side, is it viable to wall anything, or is it just something that you just give up and you just play open? What do you think?
I feel like you're kind of forced to, but it's just like I would never ever think of this matchup. I just feel like I'm just gonna die to Roost.
Yeah.
So I'm just here watching and trying to figure out what his plan is. But yeah, if I were to play this matchup, I would definitely try and wall up.
Yeah. And his right side or his top side is very wallable. He's got like a couple woodlands here that he can easily just close off here. So I think that walling is a possibility. I'm just not sure if Viper's going to be committing to that. And I'm not sure, like, if you think that this might be a prepared strategy, I'm not sure if Viper would, like, in his mind, rely on the walls. So I'm not sure if that's going to come down, but we'll keep an eye. Meanwhile, LucifroN is up to the castlage here. He's got the Abbey of the Trinity going down, and he's got 3 ranged cav archers. He's such a, like, meta-oriented player. Like, that's what I know about LucifroN. He just does the build that everyone knows, but he just does it better than everyone. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, he's very smooth. The Viper is also trying to age. And the Abbasid actually takes quite some time to age up.
Yep. I think that's one of the biggest downsides, if you ask me, in this current meta, to be honest.
Well, at least you don't have to put vills on the landmark, so you are saving, like, vill seconds, but yeah.
Yeah. Like, I definitely see the trade-off, I just question, like, I feel like the time is just... Like, losing that time flexibility is just so bad, in my opinion. And we are seeing the walls on the right-hand side, by the way. Not near the woodlands, as we thought, but... Nonetheless... Oh, it's big walls. Look at the bottom as well. Wow. Okay.
I mean, he might be too late on this. I think the horse archers will start showing up soon, right?
Especially if LucifroN scouts it. Like, let's go to LucifroN's point of view. Yeah, like, LucifroN could potentially scout this map. He does see the walls coming on the bottom. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if it's gonna be in time. LucifroN is housed, though. Yeah.
I do have to say, when you're playing horse archers, it's pretty difficult sometimes, at least for me, to play against like structures, like keeps, towers, walls. Because you just can't really break through them.
Yep. I actually agree with that. That's why I'm curious to see what LucifroN will do to break a turtle base. And that's why I thought like 3TC makes sense, because it just adds that structure that helps you defend your base. But I do agree now in hindsight that like it's obviously too slow, especially with Abbasid who need to age up, and that takes forever. But we are seeing Culture Wing coming in now for the Viper, and it's going to be pretty good to get up to the Castle Age. Culture Wing isn't too important, but they have an upgrade, guys, that gives you 30% less cost for all technologies. We'll see if Viper picks it up, but it's definitely not the most important one. And now the Horse Thrusters are coming, looking for damage. I think you can use scouts to kill the towers, though, no? Like, just make more scouts?
I feel like as Rus, you're not in that much of a hurry. You can just get all the relics, get the sacred sites, get on the maps and hunt the boars.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just try to pick up some fills here and there, but I wouldn't really commit to like, oh, I have to kill him now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think putting as much pressure and even forcing idle time just by running your scouts underneath here is just like decent so far, and just picking up the relics. But I do think that making a few more scouts long term can be pretty good to start pressuring the towers if the Viper doesn't bring out some military. But it looks like he's making a mix of Spearman and Archer right now, which I mean, it's not too bad. It's not the worst idea ever, but that's so susceptible to mangonels, right?
Even to horse archers, they just die because the horse archers are just better than archers.
Yeah. And what about the spears?
The pikes will never connect. So.
Okay. So just like pure horse archers kills that, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, let's see how much the walls hold off on the right-hand side now. Like, keep in mind, LucifroN does naturally have 7 scouts here just from picking up professional scouts. So he's going to be able to burn through these walls quite quickly, but at least Viper knows that he's coming here. So that's kind of like the benefit of the walls, and Viper is able to prepare and actually defend here with some archers of his own. Like, one down, though. Dude, that's crazy.
I feel like the archers should have a multiplier against horse archers.
Yeah.
That would just make sense to me, but it's not the case. So.
Yeah, I know, 100%. I'm actually not even sure why, like, why archers don't counter, like, horse archers. Like, why was that not thought of beforehand, you know what I mean? But it's okay.
It's literally just this, you can just compare the stats, and there's no multipliers in there, so it's just, like, twice the damage or something.
Yeah, twice the damage, more mobile. I think they're not that much more expensive as well. It's like double the food cost, but that's about it. Yeah, which...
So horse archers against archers is more cost efficient for horse archers, which just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And now we're seeing the warrior monks mixed in there. That's going to provide damage boost and some armor for the entire army here, including the scouts. LucifroN's taking this fight, but I actually don't think it's the best one, to be honest.
I think it's okay.
Okay, he's gonna run away. I was just worried about the TC there. We'll lose a warrior monk on the way out, though. Now going to the top with some horse archers, reinforcing, by the way, constantly with 3 to 4 ranges, yeah, 4 ranges of horse archers. And now the Viper's gonna be just defending with some archers.
What's he doing on the relics?
He's got 3 sites right now, and as far as relics goes, he's got 3 relics. So, I mean, doesn't really get better than that. He'll get the last 2, I think, in time. One of them's in Viper's walls, but yeah, like this is a pretty perfect situation for LucifroN. Yeah, not sure what Viper can really do about this. He does wall that right-hand side, though, to be fair.
I don't know if Viper actually minds the position that he's in. He has 2 TC booming, he didn't get raided.
Yep.
Hardly anything. So he's just on that 10-minute timer of the sacred sides.
Yep.
But I think he could... That's plenty of time to get an army together, right? 10 minutes.
Yeah. I agree. And he is at 15 vills, right? And he's going to kill some of the scouts now. He's at 15 vills. But then again, LucifroN has 3 relics and 3 sites taking. So it's pretty interesting to see like the difference between the economy now versus the relics and sites. I don't know. I personally think that LucifroN's in a better position simply because he has map control. But now we're seeing the Abbasid building mangonels. So some siege can be coming out here.
Ooh, that mangonel, he's not able to get it up.
Yeah. But does he mind? It feels like the archers are doing okay here. Oh, mangonel could go down. Viper deletes it. I think he only gets half resources there, though, because it was attacked, right?
I'm still not completely sure how that works. I think if you delete it without anyone touching it, you just get full resources back.
Yeah.
If someone attacks it, I think you get like resources back based on how much HP you have built.
Okay. Based on the completion, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm not sure about this at all, but I think it could be like that.
Okay. Maybe you can get a confirmation from some people in the chat if you guys know. But as you can see, Viper's pushing out. His army isn't the most mobile compared to what LucifroN has, but it's definitely a very solid army here. And it's going to be going up against the Rus cav archers. And I don't know, I think that with a good economy, he's able to actually field a larger army over time. So we'll see how he does, but LucifroN right now with the cav archers is doing a decent job here. And remember, he's got the sights to back this one up. I think LucifroN just wins this fight, yeah, clearly. And now he's just massing a lot of warrior monks as well. I think LucifroN is sleeping on some blacksmith upgrades though. Like, I'm not sure why he's not getting those ones.
Viper was a little over-eager to push out. He should have just stayed in the base a bit more.
Yeah, chilled a bit. Roost's Fortitude is out for the Roost player, by the way. And if you guys don't know what that does, it gives all cav an extra 20 HP. That includes the warrior monks, that includes the horse archers and the scouts. And yeah, I agree. It's a little over-eager, eh? Like, why do you have to like, push out now when you still have, like, let's assume, like 6-7 minutes on the sacred site timer?
And also, when you're trading HP, you can just see all these horse archers now healing up.
Yeah, true.
Whenever you don't kill something, we used to have that a lot against French when everyone was playing French knights. So important to get that last hit on.
Yep. And especially that's doubly true against horse archers, because even horse archer on like half HP can still do the same damage from the back line. Magano is in there now. LucifroN's going in deep. Archers is still the main play from the Viper. The Magano is getting collapsed on though. Doesn't get the most value from that one, but the Archers are doing okay in the back line. I think the Warrior Monk buff is just too good here. Yeah.
Slipping rough.
Yeah, and it's such a slippery slope from the Viper here, because like I feel like he had one fight. Like he couldn't take a bad fight ever this game, or else you just fall too far behind. I mean, I still think he has a chance, but I don't know. Felt like the position he put himself in, it was kind of thrown over the past couple of minutes because of some of the fights he took.
Yeah, I think the main problem is that even if you can survive, you're still on that sacred site timer.
Yep.
It's probably at like 6 or 7 minutes to go now, and you're just not going to be able to get a big enough army to go together to contest it, I think.
Yep. And if you take a look at the vill counts here, LucifroN is on 51 villagers and the Viper's on 73. So it's a 20 vill lead, and it's still a 20 vill league. And now we're seeing more barracks and more archer ranges coming down for the Viper. So he's going to be committing 100% now to the archer, spearman, siege composition. And that spends all of his resources. That makes sense to me. He's even mixing in some men-at-arms, which I think is a really big mistake. I think men-at-arms suck for source archers from personal experience. But yeah, I think maybe LucifroN should just take some time to heal up his army. He's got a lot of guys that are very, very weak.
I think the 20 vill lead, so basically right now it's about equal, because the relics and the sacred sites is basically the 20 vills.
Yep.
And everything from now, so let's say you're 10 minutes later into this game, then Episode will be ahead, because they will have like a 40 vill lead or 50 vill lead.
Yeah.
He just probably won't reach that state of the game, mostly because of the sacred site time.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I think that well, I think that Viper has a chance with the siege, since Abbasid can actually build their own siege. There is a siege from LucifroN coming in forward. It's a Springald. But let's see. I mean, spear.
Just one shot that Springald.
Yeah. One shot the Springald, and then just moves back. The spears from Abbasid are very strong, and I don't know, man. I feel like Viper has like the better army here. Like horse archers are kind of bad in this situation. It feels like when you can't raid, you know. LucifroN's on 2 DCs though. Wow.
I was just gonna say, yeah, LucifroN's mining stone to go 2 DC.
Yep. And he's still mining stone. Maybe he'll add like a keep later or something like that. So he wants to just play like a proper game from here on out. It's not just like the build builder kind of thing.
I think if Viper manages to take a sacred site, I would like his position actually.
Yep. I think I agree with that as well. LucifroN does get some good value with the Springald though. Gets a 1 for 2. Or actually 2 for free. Did lose one earlier though. Yeah, and LucifroN's doing a good job holding. I mean, it really just comes down to whether or not LucifroN can make a transition into another unit here. I feel like either more siege or maybe some men-at-arms can be pretty solid from him. Like, do you see that happening at all? Men-at-arms switch?
From Viper or from LucifroN?
No, from LucifroN. Like, you have horse archers, you're up against pike archer.
Yeah.
Like, men-at-arms seems fantastic, no?
I agree. Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah, but the question is whether he can afford it right now. And I'm curious why he's not getting the second armor. He gets it right now. So these horse archers will be fully upgraded after he gets that second armor. Only missing the last 2 melee armors, which aren't the biggest of deals right now. So I'm excited to see how they perform. And I think a men-at-arms transition can be really good. But of course, it just comes down to whether he thinks of it, whether he can afford it, and whether it pays off. So there's a lot of factors. I'm not even sure that it's the right play. But let's see. There's probably like 4 minutes left on the sacred sites here. Should have timed it next time, I will.
Something that I think would be interesting for the Viper to do is you try and wall off the top sacred site. when you put a unit on there, you're just gonna give your opponent an alert, and he's just gonna walk his army over.
Yeah.
Try and wall it off first, or oh, in this case, he's gonna make a tower first. Don't give them the notification, but you're already kind of trying to secure the spot. For example, if you build a keep there, and only then you start taking it, then LucifroN can't contest you anymore.
Yeah, he can't just run like a few units and just snipe yours. Yeah, agreed. It looks like the Viper's taking a fight for the center though in the meantime. Some pikes on the front lines that will get thinned out, but they will deal with the scouts quite quickly. Archers in the back line trying to deal with the horse rushers. Springald's moving forward from LucifroN. He's only trickling one at a time though. It doesn't make sense to trickle one Springald at a time, but he's finding value with it somehow. And the horse rushers are just doing a ton of damage here, man. It feels like they're just because they're bugged, honestly.
Yeah, and they have the extra range of this now, and then archers just don't do a lot for them.
Yeah. It's a pretty insane unit here. But the Viper actually neutralized the top sacred site right now, so the timer is kind of not a factor anymore. But it will simply come down to like who has the better like composition now, because LucifroN's economy is not too bad, right? He still has the sites and relics.
I think Viper should. Oh, I don't know. I think Viper's gonna maybe win this game.
Yep. It's looking very solid, honestly, and he has the cheap vills still producing. He's up on 90 vills now, and LucifroN is on 73. Yep.
Viper have like farm setup and stuff.
Yeah, let's take a look. So Viper has a pretty good amount of farms. Yeah, pretty good amount of farms across most of his base. So he's got, let's say 25 of those, maybe 20, 25. So he's doing pretty good for the farms, and he's also still taking some barriers on the front. So, yeah, keep on the front now from LucifroN. This is a big moment of the game. If you can get this keep up, I think that prevents Viper from pushing him back directly and forces him to go along the sides, which is terrible if you don't have mobility, right?
Yeah, but I think Viper shouldn't be this hard pushing out. He managed to take the sacred site on the top, so the timer is gone.
Yeah.
And you just want to like spam your eco, get more signals out. I don't think you have to constantly be trading like this.
Okay. So like just take your time, because now there's not that kind of rush that you once had. Okay, fair enough. That makes a lot of sense to me for sure. And as far as composition for Viper, do you think he should just stick with what he has, or does he need to make a switch?
I think you kind of forced to stick with what you have.
Okay.
But I can't really think of a different unit that you could make. And I think LucifroN is gonna go H4.
Yeah, it looks like he's saving up for that. I don't know if I like that though. Like that feels like a weird decision to me.
I think it's great. I think that's exactly what he should do actually.
Interesting. And why is that?
I think there's this tech in the set building called University or something.
Yep.
I think the horse archer should get 20% damage from it, but it's bugged and it gives 40%, I believe.
Okay.
It's another bug for the horse archer.
Is that chemistry? Like the fire arrows, incendiary arrows?
Incendiary arrows, yeah.
Okay.
And then the horse archers also completely destroy siege then. So you can just use horse archers to counter mangonels.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so horse archer is just like the most buggy unit in the game, basically. Good to know. And I think like as LucifroN has a lot of stone right now, I think he should probably get a castle on the bottom sacred site or on that gold here close to the bottom. But Viper's not letting that happen. He's moving his army there. But in theory, I think that would be fantastic. It's a pretty void point at this point, but the high armory is coming up now for the Roost. It allows it to make siege cheaper if you make siege near this high armory, which is pretty cool. Also gives them access to some unique Roost techs from there. And yeah, the composition is simply going to be scouts, warrior monks, and cavalry from LucifroN. Nothing different.
I'm glad you mentioned what the landmark does, because I never made it.
yeah. I know. I'm trying to like keep in mind that a lot of people in the chat might not know a lot of things, and like when you think of how little we know, imagine the people in chat that don't play like tons of games, So I've been trying to explain as much as possible because I don't want to take anything for granted here, obviously.
I almost just ate up with the keep because I really like those landmark keeps.
Yeah, I think it's super solid. Like even here, I would say like the keep is probably like a good choice. Like it would secure the position very hard, Let me read some of these texts though. He gets banded arms, which gives the Springalds extra range. The rams do more damage. Setup and tear down speed of trebuchets and mangonels is instant, and the reload time of bombards is reduced. So he's got some unique text from the high armory that he can pick up.
LucifroN is floating some stone. He might drop a keep in his base somewhere.
Yeah, where would you put it? Maybe near the main base, near the relics, the Golden Gate, or is that not worth it?
I think between the two PCs, Maybe like delete that lumber camp and put a keep there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me as well. But he's taking a lot of damage. Wow, he hasn't even reacted. He lost like 10 vills on the wood there. 10, 12 vills.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Wow.
that's big.
Yeah. That's questionable to me. I'm not sure what happened there. Viper's pushing in though. Okay, LucifroN's waiting for Elite Horse Archer, by the way. And I'm not sure if he has the university for the bugged upgrade, the incendiary arrows. Doesn't look like it though right now. So just walking with Elite Horse Archers. It's in though. He's looking to take the fight maybe.
It's, by the way, it's just what I heard about the incendiary arrows.
Okay.
That they are bugged. I think it was Hud saying it, so it's probably correct.
Okay. So it's a pretty good source, I suppose. The scout's running in with the warrior monks, but he's gonna go back with those. I personally love how the Elite Horse Archers look, to be honest. I think they're super cool. Big fight happening. Who wins this fight is the question. I mean, it's Imperial Age Tech versus Big Castle Age Master Siege. As LucifroN tries to take the bottom side again. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not sure about the fight, but I do think Viper's in a good spot because he's gonna age up now.
Okay.
And it's always better to be late to Imperial, I feel like.
It does
Usually
feel that way, yeah.
Usually the person going Imperial first, you're just down so much rest from that, and then you're just lacking in the mess. Now you're struggling, you're losing vills, and then the other person just follows you up to Imperial.
Yep.
Usually when you hit Imperial, you need so much rest to get all the upgrades. If you're forced to make units, then your Imperial is pretty much useless.
Yep. No, 100% agreed. And especially if you're taking losses in terms of eco. And the thing is, like, okay, this is not true for Abbasid, right? But for other civilizations, they can just rush up to Imp, right? They don't have to, like, build it with one build. They can build it with, like, 12 builds. So as soon as they get the resources, they're just up to Imp right away. So I do agree that being later to Imp makes usually more sense. And that's why I was surprised to see LucifroN commit to that so early. I think maybe another keep first would have been better. But nonetheless, he wins that fight in the end. But who's to know if it's an actual win or if it's just him surviving for the time being? Because he's only on 110 pop, guys. And the Viper's on 150 here. But he's not aging up to the next age, or is he? Yeah, he is, on the military wing. Okay, he is.
They're saying in chat that I'm a bit low, by the way.
Oh.
So maybe you should turn me up slightly.
Yeah. Yeah, let me turn you up. Yeah, let's get some testing in there.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Okay, perfect. I mean, that's good for me, but let me know the chat if Don Artie has done a good voice. Vil count 114 for the Viper and only 87 for LucifroN. So it's not the biggest deal, considering that LucifroN has the relics, but I would still give advantage to Viper in terms of economy at this point. And there's some good rating on the left-hand side as well, which is definitely solid.
Yeah, and LucifroN continued to stack up stone. I feel like he should just drop some keeps.
Yeah. Yeah, keeps are insane, actually, to defend these kind of raids and hold positions. I'm surprised we don't see more players using them. I'm gonna personally start mining a little bit more stone myself just to get earlier keeps. I think it's really good. It's probably better than faster imp, no? Most
The
of the
keeps
time?
are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's something that people haven't discovered yet too much.
I wonder if, do you think Viper's gonna change his composition at all now that he's Imperial?
Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Will he change his composition? I think he'll just add siege to it. That makes the most sense to me. Because there's not like another unit that I'd want in this case. Like, I feel like, if anything, I'd really want siege if I was the Viper here. But, I don't know.
So I saw a post on Reddit one day, so that it's near impossible to get the third part of the golden gate or something. Can you check how far he's in terms of the buildings?
Sorry, it's near impossible to get what?
The third part of the golden gate. Oh, is it? Oh, that's the golden gate. I mean the Abbasid network.
Oh, yeah.
Is it House of Wisdom? My bad.
Yeah. What part of it's impossible to get? Oh, Golden Age. Oh, yeah. It's super hard. Yeah, it's right now he's at 40 out of 60, so he's in Golden Age 2. Yeah. I rarely get the third one as well. I think it's you just need to spam houses, but it's not worth your time. I think most of the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I got like all the names mixed up.
No worries. Yeah. Solid. I mean, that's the kind of thing. Like, there's just a lot of things to remember in the game so new. Like, even if it's 1 month out, it's hard to keep track of everything for sure. But as you see, the Viper's going with some battering rams now, which is such a weird choice. But I think it's a good choice because it's going to be enough to kill that castle. No boiling oil. It's coming in too late now for LucifroN. But he's bringing in villagers. He wants to survive here.
The boiling oil is such a massive upgrade in this game. It's absolutely insane how much you destroy the units on the keep.
And it's super cheap. Like 250 gold and 100 stone is very cheap to get all your keeps shooting underneath them. But as you see, like Viper's pushing on so hard, and I don't think LucifroN can hold this. He's trying to repair desperately, but the horse rushers are not good enough, and Viper's gonna take game 1 of the episode. That's huge. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this is crazy. Kind of felt it coming as soon as he managed to take control of the sacred side again. I kind of called it like I think he's gonna win this game.
Yeah.
But in a general sense, like we're also partaking in these tournaments and we kind of try to figure out the meta.
Yeah.
For us, like at least for me and I think for you as well, we kind of just think, okay, you can play Russell Mongols and that's it.
Yeah.
And Viper is the kind of guy just be like, no, I can, I'm the fucking Viper, I can just play
yeah,
what I want.
He can play something different. Yeah, and to be honest, like I think the Viper thrives. I think the Viper thrives in situations where he knows what his opponent's gonna do, because he'll just counter it and he'll practice the counter versus someone else. And the thing is, like, I would say that LucifroN probably should have made some adaptations that could have put him in a better position, but he kind of stuck to the meta, and that probably cost him. I think versus a guy like the Viper, playing meta is solid, but it's only solid if you can really put the pace on him. If he's walling up, then you have to make some adjustments, because you just know he's going to be able to beat you. But again, what those adjustments can be, I'm not even sure myself.
I think I would have done the same at LucifroN. I would just think to myself, like, what are you actually going to do?
Yeah.
Like, we mentioned it at like the beginning of this game. We were just thinking to ourselves, like, well, what are you actually going to beat Bruce? Yeah, he's managing to pull it off, I think. Yeah,
and I think, like, I would say, like, the biggest mistake from LucifroN was aging to imp so fast. Like, I don't think he needed to do that. Just add, like, another keep or two in your base and just wait. I feel like the fast imp just didn't pay off at all.
That's where it went wrong.
Yeah, like, maybe meta arm switch, actually, would have been good instead of the imp, right? Like, that would have been fantastic, I feel like. But it's easy for us to say as casters, but, you know, someone of LucifroN's caliber should definitely, you know, be mildly criticized over that decision. You know, he should definitely think of something better next time.
So I think whenever you reach Castle Age earlier than your opponent, it gives you a huge advantage because you just get way better units out. Like all of a sudden you have Horse Archer locked and the arms unlocked or whatever.
Yeah, Knights, yeah.
In Imperial you basically get nothing. Like there's nothing that you instantly get. You just get a lot of expensive attacks that you want to pick up.
Yeah. The only thing is the Bombard, I would say. The Bombard.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that wasn't a part.
Like,
yeah.
Even that is like 1,000 resources. Like you need the game to be safe to be able to make the bombards.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. By the way, LucifroN didn't make any hunting cabins with like the roost like on the sides, so he didn't even make use of the hunting cabin gold really. And the game is called GG.
This is so insane to me. Like very impressive from the Viper.
Yeah, really well played. GG well played to the Viper, honestly. Great game. And shout out to LucifroN for a good performance in this game. Like, he played really solid, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to the economy after the sacred sets were neutralized, as we said. And if you take a look at the economy here, 7k more food for the Viper, 8k more wood, and he even had more gold at 1,000 extra. Which is pretty crazy to me, you know, like, considering all the sites and relics that went to LucifroN. GG, well played. We'll see how this game goes between LucifroN and the Viper. This could be a quick 2-0 if Viper just proves that French are like the best civ on this map. But if LucifroN can show us something with English, that would be really special, and he'll keep himself in the game 1-1 going into the third game. We'll see. Hopping into game 2 now on Boulder Bay, we've got the Viper playing in the blue off to the west of the map, east of the map. And he's going to go straight for the dock here as the French. And his opponent is LucifroN off to the west of the map in red as the English. And he is going to be doing something very similar, going to wood and dropping a dock quite early, I'd imagine. The
water looks like a giant penis.
Amazing insight from the co-caster after that wonderful intro. But, damn, I can't fault you, actually. What the... Am I even allowed to show this on stream? Oh, my God.
That to be said.
Oh god, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that it had to be said. I just feel like I don't know if I can focus on anything else this game. I think this should be a restart, to be honest. If the players get distracted, I'm just worried about them, you know what I mean?
You've been banned for less before, right? So.
Yeah, that is true, actually. I have been banned for less. Good stuff, good stuff. The dock coming down from the Viper here. Yeah, close to the top.
Very nice deep fish for him.
Yeah, like right. And did he scout that? Actually, let's take a look here. Yeah, Viper. I think Viper ran his scout across the shore to try to find deep sea fish. By the way, so it's maybe a mix of luck or skill. Yeah, exactly. Looking for the deep sea fish. So something to consider for for people in the chat that play this map. And LucifroN has a pretty good one himself, so he's gonna be okay as well.
Your chat is now spamming yup, dog.
Yeah, nice doc. Yeah, exactly. Where did that meme come from? The yep cock. Like, I don't get that. Where did it come from?
I don't know. Maybe just someone said cock instead of dog.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's super popular on Twitch in general, but I'm not sure where it comes from. But yeah, it's from chess. Okay.
Oh yeah, they always say yup clock.
Oh, yep clock. It's okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. It's super popular on Twitch, so that makes sense to me. Okay.
Are you into chess at all?
Yeah, I am into chess. I'm a decent player myself, but I haven't played in a while. What about you?
No, I just only used to play with roommates sometimes, but
Okay.
I'm pretty bad. But I do watch like whenever the World Championship is on, I usually watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. If you understand the game, you can just like see what's going on, and it's yeah, it's something that I always get into. Like I'll watch like a lot of chess videos for a while, play a lot myself, and then after a month I get bored and burnt out, and I just don't touch it for another 6 months, and that kind of just repeats. So yeah, but I do really enjoy chess.
You say it's interesting to watch when you understand it, but I have no clue what's going on. I just look at the evil bar going up and down. That person is winning, so.
Yeah, some guy makes a move, the evil bar way up. You're like, oh, what a great move, you know?
Yeah. Oh, he's genius.
So good. Okay, we're seeing LucifroN here scouting the dock of the Viper, which doesn't mean a whole lot on Boulder Bay because it's like super expected that your opponent's in a dock. But just because he's playing as the English, that makes me interested to see what his plan is. And to see if he wants to try any land aggression, maybe while committing to the water. It is possible. I just feel like it's something that Viper might be used to defending since he's been playing so much AoE2. Oh, I love this. When you attack villagers, they just kill your sheep. That's so smart. I love it. Yep.
Well, to be fair, the sheep aren't really relevant in the water game, I think.
Yeah, true. But it's still worth to do. Like, LucifroN should probably do that a couple times as well to Viper.
It just shows dominance.
Yeah, that definitely shows that you won the engagement, exactly, yeah. You don't let them, touch your bill like that.
I'm gonna be completely honest. So I've been dodging these maps like crazy in Quick Search. Ever since the Hawks got nerfed from French, I still don't really know how good they are. Because I haven't been playing the maps at all.
Yep.
Can you tell me about the Hawk situation for French now? Because they did get nerfed, but how significant was it?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the Hawks the Hawk ships for the French got nerfed from 6 Pierce Armor to 4 Pierce Armor base. And wait, hold on, LucifroN might lose a villager here. He's running back, but it's a long way to go. He can't get the second dock that he wanted, I believe. But yeah, so like the Hawks are still really good, but I think they might die to like the roost ships, and in some cases galleys can do pretty good against them. But yeah, sorry, it was 6 armor to 2 armor, not 4 armor, excuse me. Yeah, 6 to 2, so they lost 4 armor. So the Hawks are still dominant, but they do die to like mass galleys now. But I still feel like Hawks will win in Boulder Bay versus English. Like they're still really dominant in this case.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you spam the English normal boats, whatever they're called.
Galleys.
Galleys, yeah. Would still just get destroyed by the Hawks, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So there has to be some weird strategy from LucifroN here. I can't think of like what it is. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was English here. Besides not be English, you know? Oh, he's trying to dock the bottom, but Viper's catching it as well. Like, this game might just be over, honestly.
Yeah, great moves from Viper.
Yeah. With a scout. Wow.
You must have at least 2 docks if you want to contest the Hawks, right?
Yeah. He's desperately trying to get the second one on top now. He's gonna build it with 2 vills, but like it's so much idle time, right? And I don't know where LucifroN Scout is, but he's not doing nearly as much damage here to the Viper, who sent 2 vills to build docks, and now he's just chilling with them.
Viper aging with the market or with the stable?
Market, yeah, for sure. Which makes a lot of sense, right? Like the stable is a huge bait on this map, I think, because the opponent can just easily wall or make some defensive units, and then you're down the whole market, which I think is a big deal.
Sometimes you can just train literally one knight. You can get a lot of value just from one knight on their wood line.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but the market lets you actually afford the Hulks, which like normally they're super expensive. Like Viper can barely afford 2 with the market, you know what I mean?
But the one thing about the market, I will say, is that it's literally just 100 wood to build it. You can also just make it.
I mean, by that token, the stable is 150, so I don't know.
Because the stable actually gives you an upgrade, like it allows you to train cavalry faster. And then the market gives you like 30% trades, but it doesn't work.
True, true, true. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. So the stable actually gives more value. The only value that the market gives is not the cost of the building.
It's literally 100 wood.
Yeah, the only value that it gets to like go up using this is the fact that you have it right away. Which, yeah, fair point, fair point.
In a French mirror, I would always age with the market because then you can, if you age up like a few seconds earlier than your opponent, you can get the more efficient trades. But in like a non-French mirror, it's just 100 wood. You can also just build it.
Yeah. That's a fair point, especially on a map like this where like playing some cavalry on the land could be a strategy. We're seeing the English player here, LucifroN, going with some galleys, but doesn't have too many.
in trouble because LucifroN had like 2 longbows out.
Yeah, that scout's gonna die, right? But I don't think that's the biggest of deal, is it?
I said the Hulk is in trouble because of the 2 longbows.
Oh, I completely missed that actually. I thought you were talking about the scout. Yeah, Hulk has to back up, man. I mean, it only has 2 pierce armor these days, so who knows what kind of damage the longbows can do.
Yeah, the 2 longbows are gonna shit on it.
Bro, the freaking galley is getting slapped around. Like, it doesn't even know where to go. Like, like, why would you go English? The galley is literally getting tossed around.
So, I remember a game on Boulder Bay. I think it was the Mista playing Abbasid against someone really good on French. Either Viper or Marine, I think.
I think it was the Viper, actually.
And he just made some boats to get some eco going. He harassed the opponent's eco with galleys or whatever they have. He just went fast castle and did like a siege push. English doesn't really have that option. Like, I don't see how was gonna play this.
And like, yeah, and like in that game, Mista had 2TC way earlier, whereas in this game, like there's not 2TC basically. So like, I don't know. And now LucifroN's forced to take sheep on the land because his water eco is gonna die most likely. And LucifroN's galleys are getting chased around by the Hulks constantly while he tries to mass more. And he's got a forward build though now. But the Viper's walled the top. Although there is a hole. Oh no. No, there's no hole. It's closed. Yeah, Viper walled the top, so.
Yeah, maybe you can cut down the tree and then walk.
That is true, yeah. There's a possibility that happens. He has some longbows. Yeah, that's his plan actually, yeah. Does Viper know about that? Does LucifroN know about that is the question.
I think if I was Viper in this position, I would think like, okay, the only way he can win is if he tries to kill me now. Like I have water control. I think water is very much locked for Viper.
Yeah.
So as Viper, you just want to extend the game, so you just want to make sure you don't die to some random push.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I would be concerned about right now, is just making sure that I don't die to that random push. Like you see the longbows, I think, okay, there's probably some ramps coming. I would probably just get an army up and then you make some knights and you win.
Yeah. And there it is. The tree has been chopped and the army's in. Oh, that's so cheesy, man. But there is some knights coming out now for the Viper. He does have a stable. And as you said, should he have went up with the stable, he would have been in a much better position to defend this kind of push. But he does have a stable and 2 ranges coming down now to defend. Oh god, this is so cheesy, man. But there's a tower now from LucifroN. Defensive tower from the Viper, but I don't know if that's going to be in time here. Might lose 1-2 vills to the Lombos. Yep.
I think that the market age up, it's really just all about being super efficient, getting the maximum amount of boats out.
Yeah.
When I play against English, I don't feel like it's necessary. Like, you only need like 2 of the boats and you're done.
Yeah.
That's why I would just age with the stable.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, honestly, and it would have been better in this case, I feel like. Obviously, I'm saying this in hindsight, but actually, there's a galley or 2 from LucifroN doing some damage on the water now. He's sniping some of the fish boats from...
Yeah, that's big. That's exactly
really
what he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. That's really huge. So, Viper, his advantage by winning the water is that he's able to fish, but if that gets disrupted, then his advantage will just get worse and worse, and he's losing some vills on the land. So, Viper with 40 economy units and... Oh, sorry, that's LucifroN. Viper with 37. So LucifroN has more eco units than the Viper now, and he's also the one pushing. That being said, LucifroN has a fragile army, and the Viper with some knights and maybe some archers can easily clean this up once he masses up a little bit more, I feel like.
I think the problem that LucifroN has is that he needs spikes. Is he gonna drop a barracks? Is that a barracks that he's making?
Yeah, but he's going for a ram. I don't know if I like the ram so soon. I feel like you don't want to rush it, but in his mind, maybe he feels like he does have to do damage because he can't let Viper go castle.
But you are definitely on a timer here.
Yeah, yeah. But, like, if he takes one bad fight, he's dead, right? Like, that's the thing from this position. I guess the ram makes sense though, yeah, because of the timer.
It's just all about this push for LucifroN. He has to make this work.
Yep. A few knights from the Viper going down. He does have the towers to defend. He does have armor on his units. He's going to go straight back to the longbows. And now LucifroN's cutting away. Gets a few longbows inside the tower. That's going to help out a lot. But I'm not sure if he's got enough longbows here to defend. I feel like Viper just wins this fight, honestly.
Yeah, I think this is going to be game.
Yeah. Yeah, Viper just wins the fight, like, quite convincingly as well. Yeah, that's what I was scared of for LucifroN. Yeah, that's pretty much game here. Yeah.
That seemed like whatever he had in mind wasn't the greatest.
Wow.
Plan. Yeah,
GG.
GG.
That feels so weird from LucifroN, like, to just go, like, English here. Was he really, like, why would you pick Boulder Bay as your home map if you don't want to play French Mirror, you know what I mean?
Wait, this was his own home map.
Yeah, this was his home map, that's what I mean, like, it just makes no sense. But yeah, GG, I mean, like, credit to Viper, right? He just played a better series. And he played meta in Boulder Bay, played the French, but he did play some anti-meta in Game 1, and it paid off. So Viper showed he can win using both meta and non-meta strategies. Very nice performance from him. 2-0 goes up against LucifroN, which I consider a very strong player. So yeah, GG, well played there.